So today is going to be a little bit of an active and then restorative work class. So just come on, we're going to start in a seated warm up. So if you want to sit on the edge of a bolster or on a blanket and just make yourself comfortable, whether it's cross-legged or, if it's more comfortable for you, you can have your legs right out in front of you. And we'll just come on to our mats. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze. Oh, and just start to bring your attention to your breath. Just notice how it feels as you inhale. And just notice if there's any subtle differences as you exhale. No need to change anything. All we're doing is just bringing our attention in so we can start noticing. If, if you had your eyes closed, you can just gently blink them open. You can leave your gaze lowered if that's more comfortable. But we'll just start to warm up the body a little bit. We're going to be working with opening up the front of the chest today. So, what we often call heart opening type of poses today. So, we'll start first by just turning our gaze to one side or the other. We'll hold it here. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out, and then turn your gaze back to the center and then over to the opposite side. Just noticing what's happening. Maybe your shoulders kind of creeping up around your chin. Deep breath in, sigh it out, and then turn your gaze back to the center. We'll do a turn to either side one more time. So over to one side. Notice if you're able to turn your head any further. Deep breath in, sigh it out, and then turn the gaze back to the center. And then over to the opposite side. Again, noticing any differences. Deep breath in, sigh it out, and then turn the head back to center. And then we'll drop that left ear to the left shoulder. So right now we're just using the weight of the head, stretching down the right side of the neck. You can go ahead and drop that right arm down. You can even crawl the fingertips away from you a little bit just to intensify that sensation on the top of the shoulder and up the neck. And then if you want to add a little bit more, you can bring the left arm straight out, bend the elbow, and bring the hand just above the right ear. And all we're doing here is adding the weight of the hand. We're not pulling or forcing at all here. Continue to breathe. And then when we're ready to bring our head back up, let's crawl our head all the way down to our left ear and then help the head up. And we've got the other side to do, so we'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Drop the left arm down. Crawl it away if you like. Continue to breathe. And if you want that extra weight of the hand, extend the right arm out. Bring the right hand just above the left ear and just add the weight of the hand. And then when we're ready to bring our head back up, bring that hand over to the right ear, raise the head up, and then we're just back to center. So we'll start to stretch out through the shoulders, extend the left arm out, cross it across, scoop the right arm underneath to support it, and to also help us stretch. So we're stretching through the left shoulder on the outside right here, and then also around to the back by our shoulder blade. If this bothers your left shoulder at all, just bend the elbow and place the hand on the right shoulder. You can also add a turn of the neck to look over the left shoulder. Only if it feels good. It may feel better to you to do it this way. It may intensify your stretch some, or you may not like it. So you decide what you want to do here. And then to come out of it, if you turned your head to the side, just turn it back to center, bend the elbow, and gently release the arm down. So this time we'll extend the right arm out, cross it across, scoop under with the left arm to help it stretch. We're trying to keep that shoulder from creeping up around that right ear. So press the shoulder down, enjoy the stretch. And then if you'd like to add the turn of the head, you can do that here. Come out, just turn the head back to center and gently lower the arm down. So from here, we'll bring some lateral action into the body. So let's bring our arms down by our sides. We're going to sweep the left arm palm up toward the ceiling. Once it's pointing directly at the ceiling, drop it back down in the shoulder socket. So we don't want to stress the shoulder at all. We'll start to lean over and curve toward the right. The right hand comes to the mat. The left sit bone stays grounded. So we want to make sure we're not rolling up off that hip. But if you need to, you can also bend to the right elbow to give yourself a little bit more room to stretch. Reach through the left fingertips. That arm, we're trying to keep that arm right over our ear. It doesn't have to be like right next to the ear. It can be more up here if that works for your body today. But we're really trying to stretch out through the left side of the body. On your next inhale, sweep that arm up and over. We'll do that on the right side. So we'll turn the right palm up, sweep the arm up, drop it back into the shoulder socket, and then we'll curve to the left, reaching those fingertips out, left hand's on the mat, right sit bone is on the mat. And to come out, we'll turn the palm up and sweep it back down to the mat. We're going to do a little twisting. So we'll bring our arms down by our sides, palms facing up. Circle sweep the arms overhead, palms to meet. We'll turn the palms out and press down as we sweep the arms back down. Take another inhale, circle sweep the arms up, and then press them down. One more time, circle sweep the arms up, really reach through the fingertips. This time we're going to twist toward the left. Right hand comes to the left knee, and the left hand comes right behind that hip to act as kind of a kickstand, but we're still sitting upright. It's just helping us to elongate. We're reaching out through the crown of the head. We'll take a deep breath in to elongate more, and then on our exhale, we'll twist a little bit more. So we're twisting through the torso first, then our shoulders are going to go around. And then if you want to turn and look off of that left shoulder, you can do that. Just make sure you're breathing here. And when we breathe in a twist, we're massaging the inner organs. As you inhale, you can lengthen a little bit more, and on the exhale, you can twist any amount more. You may find that after we stay in the twist for a little bit, your body starts to want to go a little bit deeper. On our next inhale, we'll sweep both arms overhead, reach, 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 and then twist to the right. Right hand behind the right, right hand behind the right hip, and the left hand comes to the knee. Again, we're reaching out through the crown of our head. We're nice and upright through our torso. Take another deep breath in, and as we exhale, we can twist any amount more, and you can even look over that shoulder if that feels good. Continuing to breathe. On our next inhale, we'll inhale the arms up, come back toward the front, and then press the hands down. So now we'll go ahead and come on over to our hands and knees. If you're on a harder surface and you want to place a blanket underneath your knees, now's a good time to do that. I'm going to turn to the front just that you can see better. All right. So we're coming into tabletop. Our wrists are under our shoulders and our knees are under our hips. Our toes are tucked. And what I mean by that, I'm going to turn one leg out to the side so you can see my toes are on the floor, like so. That's what I mean by toes tucked. With the toes tucked, we'll drop the belly toward the mat, raise the gaze to look out in front of us. This is cow. And then we can flatten the tops of the feet onto the mat, like so. And then round the back, nose toward the navel, crown of the head toward the mat. This is cow. This is cat. So sorry. Getting my animals mixed up. And so we'll flow back and forth from cow and then back into cat. And just keep doing that at your own pace, whatever feels good. So we try in all of our yoga classes to move the spine in a lot of different directions, and we've already done that. We're doing the flexion and extension now. We've done the twisting, and we've done the lateral moves as well. So it's going to help us to keep the lubrication and the movement in our spine going. All right, the next time we come through our cat stretch, just go ahead and come back to tabletop. We're going to do half circle twist. So we'll take our left leg, extend it out to the side, straight out from the hip. Sole of the foot is on the floor, and we'll shift our weight over into into the right hand. Sorry. And then we're going to circle sweep that left arm up and overhead. So as you can see, our shoulders are stacking. If this bothers your shoulder, bring the hand to the waist or the hand to the back, to the low back, the back of the hand to the low back. So any one of the three is totally fine. What we want to do here is twist through the torso and stack the shoulders. If you find that your shoulder's still coming down, try twisting more through the waist. We'll hold here for just a breath. Then we're going to sweep that hand back overhead and thread the needle 3 times. So we're going to sweep that left arm under the right, noticing how different the stretch in that extended leg changes as we move. You can go slow. You can hang out after you thread the needle and enjoy that stretch on the inner thigh. And after your last time, we'll extend the left arm up, hold here. You can look at the wall in front of you, or you can tuck your chin and look up toward your thumb. Then we'll sweep that hand back down, bring the knee back to the mat, and then we have another side to do. So we'll extend the right leg straight out from the hip, sole of the foot is on the floor. Shift the weight over into the left hand and then circle sweep that right arm up and overhead. Again, if you need to bring it to the waist or to the low back, feel free to do either. Just try to stack your shoulders and bring those bottom ribs forward a little bit if you're having trouble getting your shoulders to stack. One more breath here. We'll add the thread the needle. We'll go ahead and sweep that arm down and through, and then back up again. Do that 2 more times. And after the last time, we'll hold here for another breath. And then sweep that hand back to the mat, bring the knee back to the mat, and then let's sit back. If your knees are not okay with this, you can come over and just sit on the side. Just want to give our wrists a little bit of love here. We've been on them for a little bit. That's a great pose and flow to do to help strengthen your wrists as well. So if you do experience a little bit of wrist pain or discomfort while you're doing yoga, just keep at it. It'll eventually pass. It can take a while. Just do some circles with your wrists in both directions. You can also, we'll do a little bit of a stretch. So we'll extend one arm and bring our hand to pull the fingers back. You can include the thumb in there as well. Just a nice stretch for the forearm. And then you can do the opposite. Just bring the hand down and press on the back of the hand. We'll do that on the other side. So palm up, pull the hand back. Then turn the palm down and then press. So either way, I think on the other side, I actually pulled the hand back like that, but it's the same stretch. All right, you can shake them out a little bit. And then I'm going to come sideways on the mat. We're going to do a little tiny bit of flow. We haven't done that in the last couple of sessions, so we want to bring some of that back. But coming into tabletop. We're going to press up and back into downward facing dog. So let's drop the head and heart toward the mat. Press through the thumb and forefinger side of your arms and externally rotate your upper arms. Start to press down, bringing one heel toward the mat, bend the opposite knee, and then just pedal slowly back and forth, just stretching each calf in turn. And then we're going to flow down into a high plank. Now, if high plank isn't in your practice, you can drop your knees. Whichever version of plank that you decide to take, we want to make sure that we are in a straight line, either from the top of our head to our knees or the top of our head to our feet. So either way, I'll demonstrate both. You can drop down to your knees now, whichever one you are in, and we're going to press back into child's rest for a breath or two. You can be in whatever version of child's rest you like, either with your knees together, or you can keep your feet together and widen your knees, letting your belly drop down. That may be a better version for you. You get to decide. When you're ready, go ahead and press back up into tabletop. And then we're going to come to seated just so we can set up for our next pose. So we are going to do a reclined cobbler pose. So you can place the blanket at the top of your mat if you like something underneath your head. And we're going to come down onto our backs. Our knees are bent and our feet are on the floor. And when we get here, let's just go ahead and do a few pelvic tilts. So to do that, we're just going to press our low back into the mat and then just gently release it. We're not forcing an arch. We're just letting it return to its natural curve. So we'll continue to do that just very slowly. Once you've done that a few times, you can just come to stillness. And before we go into our reclined cobbler, let's walk our feet out to the long edges of our mat and then just do some very slow, very deliberate windshield wipering. So we'll let our knees drop off to the left. And one thing I want you to do in this particular version of this is to raise your head and look at your right thigh and see if it's in line with your torso. If your knee is too far over to the left, go ahead and make an adjustment so that it lines up. And then press that knee toward the mat. So that's going to give you an extra stretch on that thigh, the right thigh. You may even have to move your foot off of the mat a little bit. Then we're gently going to bring the knees back up to center, and we're going to drop them off to the right. We're going to do the same thing. Look up and make sure that that left thigh is in line with your torso. Even if you have to walk your foot off the mat, then press that knee toward the mat. Enjoying that stretch. You may even feel the stretch up into your hip flexor area. And we'll do that a few more times on each side, just moving very, very slowly. As one of my yoga teachers says, we got them on, we got the windshield wipers on low because it's sprinkling, it's not pouring down. So, so knees back up very slowly, drop them to the right. You can even add a head turn where your head is going in the opposite direction of your knees. We're going slow enough where hopefully that's not too confusing, but you don't have to do it if it doesn't feel good or if it's just too confusing. Just a couple more times. Just gently doing some windshield wipering. One more time to each side. I'm going left. And I just noticed that my leg was creeping over, so I had to make some adjustments. So be very mindful about what is happening with your body and your body placement right now. And then bring the knees back toward the ceiling. And then we're going to walk our knees and our ankles together. So we're still in that same hook lying or constructive rest position, but our knees are together and our ankles are together. And we're going to now let our knees drop apart. The soles of our feet will come together and we'll be in reclined cobbler. Now, today we are focused on opening up through the heart and the chest area. So feel free to bring your arms out into a T because that's going to bring a little bit of extra opening to the chest. If this doesn't feel good, try cactus arms. Or if it just really doesn't feel that great, just rest your hands on your belly. We're going to be here for a few minutes. So if you'd like to put a little support underneath your knees, I suggest if you need it, ball up your fists. Use a block or even just a blanket, whatever you have handy to support the knees if you need it. And we're just going to relax into this pose, letting the floor fully support us. Of course, if at any time you need to bring your knees together, feel free to do so. Okay, so just gently come out of the pose. Just bring your hands to your legs and help the knees back together. And then we'll draw one knee into the chest and then the other, coming into Apanasana. So you can stay static here and you can just enjoy the stretch here, or you can rock side to side. I find that rocking side to side feels really good on my low back. It just always seems to need a little massage. And then if you would like to progress into happy baby, you can continue to rock side to side, just bringing your hands either to the back of your thighs or around to your feet, whatever works. Or you can choose to do anything else here that you would like to do. We will come into one more restorative pose before we go into meditation and Shavasana. But this is your moment, kind of get some of those other stretches in that maybe your body is asking for. If you'd like to add in a twist here, you can bring the knees and the ankles together and then just let the legs drop off to one side. You can rest them on a block if you like, just kind of get a little bit of a twist through the torso in whatever way feels good. And then if you're doing a twist, you can go ahead and drop your knees off to the other side. Got a couple of more breaths worth of time to do any final stretches you'd like to do. In whichever position that you ended up in, just go ahead and draw the knees into the chest and roll to one side, and then press yourself up very gently and slowly. We are going to come into whatever your favorite version of legs up the wall is. It can be legs on a chair, legs on a sofa, or legs up the wall. I'll explain how to get in there into that position. Some people, I am going to show you a little bit different version than I normally show you. This one's using a bolster. You can also put a blanket here, and you'll just bring your hips up onto the blanket. You're going to have one hip, the hip that's closest to the wall is going to be hiked up a little bit. And then as you lie down, swing your legs up. So this is just a little bit different version of what you've seen before. Your bum does not have to be all the way at the wall. We just want to get those legs above your heart. So again, you can put them over a chair or over a sofa or just rest them on the wall. And again, here, since we've been working on opening the chest, you can open the arms out into a T shape. And so we'll be here for about 3 minutes. So I usually try to do this when I do work this pose in. I do try to do it for 3 minutes. This is the time it takes for one blood cell to circulate completely around the body. And this is a really good pose for counteracting like swollen ankles or anything like that, tired legs. anything like that. This can be very restorative, and it can also be a great way to reset your perspective if you're suffering from anxiety or just need a change of perspective. So to come out of this pose, just bring your knees into your chest and then very gently and slowly roll to one side. Bring your hands underneath you and press yourself up. And now it is time for us to begin our guided meditation and Shavasana. So go ahead and start bringing yourself into your favorite supported position. Now, for this particular meditation that we're doing today, I am going to introduce a mudra. So you will be able to do this either lying down or sitting up. But if you'll just watch me for just a second, I'll show you the mudra. We're going to cup our hands just like this. You can see they're kind of a V shape with my knuckles sticking out. And I'm just going to put the heel of my hand and my fingertips together. So it's going to look like this, like I'm cupping something in my hand. So this mudra is called Kapota mudra. It's also referred to as the gesture of the dove. So I'll explain a little bit more about that as we go along. But it's like you're cupping a little dove in your hand. So you can do it lying down or sitting up. Um, just get comfortable. If for some reason you get so relaxed that the mudra releases, don't worry about that. A lot of that is set with your intention. For those of you who are not familiar with mudras, they are like um, electrical circuits. So it's like we're completing a circuit when we make a certain hand gesture. So these are really nice for invoking certain feelings or helping with certain things. So I'll give you a little bit more information, but I'm going to read a meditation from the book Mudras for Healing and Transformation, and it's by Joseph LePage. So these are ones I've used a lot in my teaching practice. And so I'll begin with a little bit of an introduction while you get settled. You do not have to. I'll let you know when you need to do the Kapota Mudra, but again, it just looks like this. Just keeping space in between your palms. The yamas and niyamas are foundational to all yogic thought and are the yogic principles of living. The first yama is ahimsa, which is nonviolence. And I'm bringing this in today because Monday is Dr. Martin Luther King Day here in the US. And so he always talked a lot about nonviolent social change. So we're talking about nonviolence today. Ahimsa is the practice of nonviolence. And to help us cultivate it, we'll learn the Kapota Mudra and do this short meditation. So as you hold Kapota Mudra, so you can go ahead and bring your hands together, take several natural breaths to attune to all the feelings and sensations evoked by this gesture. Notice how your breath is gently directed into your heart center, instilling a sense of inner peace that allows you to rest deeply. Take several breaths to rest within your heart, visualizing there a white dove with open wings as a symbol of complete nonviolence at all levels of your being. Begin by invoking peace at the level of your body, creating an intention to listen to its messages sensitively, naturally guiding you toward greater self care and self healing. Attune to the white dove within your heart as you make a vow of peace toward your own physical being, chanting silently Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Now expand your vow of peace to encompass your own thoughts and feelings, creating an intention to embrace them without judging yourself so harshly. Through heartfelt welcoming, challenging thoughts and feelings are gradually softened and released, allowing you to live with greater self acceptance and inner peace. Attune to the white dove within your heart as you expand your vow of peace to include your psycho emotional being, chanting silently Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. As your mind and body are immersed in peace, expand your vow of ahimsa to include your family, friends, and community, creating an intention to practice loving kindness and generosity. Envision yourself in a circle of cooperation and harmony, joining hands in recognition of the essential unity that allows all to live more peacefully. Attune to the white dove within your heart as you expand your vow of peace to include all who share your journey, chanting silently Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now allow your vow of peace to include all of humanity, embracing all cultures, religions, and creeds in the spirit of harmony. Take several breaths to envision yourself in an ever expanding circle of peace that encompasses all human beings, joining hands in recognition of our essential unity. Attune to the white dove within your heart as you expand your vow of peace to all of humanity, chanting silently Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. With your vow of peace firmly established in relation to yourself and all humanity, you now expand your vow of ahimsa to include the entire natural world and all living beings. Since the entire web of life as a seamless unity, inspiring you to act consciously, honoring and caring for the natural environment as one with your own being. Attune to the white dove in your heart, expanding your vow of peace to encompass all beings as you chant silently Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now take several breaths to rest in the peace of your essential being, a reflection of the oneness and unity that encompasses everything. Affirm the light of peace as you repeat the following 3 times silently. My vow of complete peace allows me to live in inner and outer harmony. My vow of complete peace allows me to live in inner and outer harmony. My vow of complete peace allows me to live in inner and outer harmony. Now slowly release the gesture, taking several breaths to rest in complete peacefulness. Slowly and gently begin to return your attention back to the room. Just bring in some gentle movement, wiggling fingers and toes, circling wrists and ankles. Gradually bringing larger movement back to the body. And when you feel ready, roll to one side for our pose of transition. We'll stay in the pose of transition, which marks the end of our asana practice, for a few breaths. You can revisit our affirmation. My vow of complete peace allows me to live in inner and outer harmony. My vow of complete peace allows me to live in inner and outer harmony. And when you feel ready, you can very gently press yourself up to a seated position and affirm your vow of ahimsa at all levels of your being. So we'll meet here in a comfortable seated position. We'll bring arms down by our sides, palms facing up. We'll circle sweep our arms up and overhead, palms to meet in Anjali Mudra. We'll bring thumbs to our forehead, reminding us to live with an open mind. Thumbs to lips reminds us to speak kind words, not only to ourselves, but to others. We'll bring our thumbs to our heart center, reminding us to live with peace and gratitude. The teacher in me honors the teacher